When I was a child, I thought Halloween was just about candy and costumes. But no one told me it began long before candy even existed, long before humans learned to name their fears. What if I told you that the Halloween we know today was born from fire, darkness, and the trembling hearts of people who truly believed the dead could walk among them? Let me take you there. Imagine standing on a cold hill, thousands of years ago. The wind howls like a living thing. Below, villagers burn great fires made from bones, yes, bones, glowing red under a black sky. They call it Samhain. Not Halloween. Samhain. The night when the walls between the living and the dead melt away, and everything you love could be touched by something from the other side. That night wasn't about parties or pumpkins. It was about survival. The people, the Celts, wore animal skins, skull masks, anything that might confuse wandering spirits. They believed if the spirits couldn't recognize you, they might pass you by. Imagine wrapping yourself in darkness just to stay alive. They left food outside their doors, not for beggars or neighbors, but for the ghosts of their ancestors. Apples, nuts, bread, little gifts to keep the dead satisfied so they wouldn't curse your home, and those great fires. They weren't just light. They were protection, shields of flame against a world that felt alive with unseen eyes. Everyone came together around those fires, praying, whispering, throwing bones into the flames. That's where the word bonfire was born, from bone fire. Every spark rising to the sky was a message, a hope, a desperate cry, keep us safe until morning, but the world never stays the same. Because one day, the Romans came, with their armies, their gods, their arrogance. They conquered the Celtic lands, but instead of erasing their traditions, they blended them. The Romans had their own festivals for the dead, Feralia, to honor lost souls, and Pomona, goddess of fruit and trees. Two worlds collided, Celtic fire met Roman ritual, and slowly, a strange hybrid was born. They added apples, wine, offerings. That's why even today, we bob for apples, a ghost of Pomona's blessing. Centuries passed, and another power rose, not an empire, but a faith. The Christian Church. And the Church saw these ancient rituals and whispered one word, pagan. Dangerous. Unholy. But instead of destroying them, they did something clever. They renamed them. They took the same night, October 31st, and wrapped it in new meaning. All Hallows' Eve. A night before All Saints' Day. A holy night. A Halloween. And just like that, the old gods were buried under new prayers. But people never truly forgot. They went to church by day, and danced by firelight at night. For centuries, this strange dual life continued, half holy, half haunted. In small villages across Ireland and Scotland, people still believed the spirits returned on that night. They still carved lanterns, not from pumpkins, but from turnips, hard and twisted. They carved faces to scare away a spirit they called Stingy Jack, a trickster cursed to wander the earth with only a burning coal inside his lantern. That's where the jack-o'-lantern began. A warning in the dark, then famine came. The Great Irish Potato Famine. Hunger turned fields to graves, and millions fled across the ocean to America, carrying with them stories, songs, and this night of spirits. In a new land, Halloween was reborn. The Americans didn't fear ghosts as much as they feared boredom, so Halloween changed again. Mischief became the new magic. Kids dressed up, knocked on doors, shouted trick or treat, and the night that once belonged to the dead now belonged to laughter. Pumpkins replaced turnips, brighter, easier to carve, glowing orange like fire reborn. Candies replaced offerings. Streets replaced sacred hills. Yet, even in all this joy, a whisper of the old world remains, that feeling when the air grows cold and the moon seems too bright. The sense that maybe, just maybe, the veil is thinner than we think, but Halloween's story doesn't end there. Witches, vampires, werewolves, the monsters of our imagination, they all joined the night. centuries ago, which simply meant a wise woman, a healer. Someone who knew the earth. But fear twisted her image into evil. In Europe and America, thousands were hunted and killed, their names burned in the fires they once tended. On Halloween, they live again, not in fear, but in freedom. Every witch's hat and broomstick is a symbol of rebellion, of power reclaimed, and the vampires. They were our way of explaining disease, death, and the unknown. When villagers dug up graves and found bodies that didn't rot as expected, they panicked. They are still alive, they said. They are drinking our blood. So they buried them deeper, nailed coffins shut, put stones in their mouths. Fear gave birth to monsters, and monsters gave us stories. Halloween became our way to face fear without being consumed by it. To wear the mask instead of running from it. To laugh at death for one night a year. And when Hollywood discovered that fear could be beautiful, Halloween became immortal. From ancient firelight to silver screens, it kept evolving, from survival to celebration, from fear to fun. Now, every October, we buy costumes, light candles, carve pumpkins, and eat more sugar than our ancestors could imagine. But under all the glitter and glow, something ancient still stirs. Every laugh echoes an old chant. Every candle flicker is a memory of a bone fire burning on a hill long ago. We've turned fear into art. We've made peace with the dark, maybe that's why Halloween matters. It reminds us that light and shadow aren't enemies, they are dance partners. And that inside every costume, every mask, every story, there's a truth we've carried for thousands of years. We fear the dark, but we also need it, because only in darkness can fire truly glow. Happy Halloween.